Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I just wanted to come and run my mouth and talk about what's going on with these Bravo girls. Dr. Contessa, formerly of Married to Medicine, she was a main cast member. And then Buffy, some of you probably don't. I don't know if some of you, I know everybody doesn't watch Married to Medicine. If you don't, you should. Buffy was a friend of the show, and she was on the show like 3 seasons ago, I believe, 4 seasons ago. And they have it's a mess. We'll talk about that after we talk about Kenya. So Kenya Moore, the Kenya Moore, Miss USA, she was down to the radio station doing an interview, and the clip that's making its rounds is her talking about Nene Leakes. And some people are saying that Kenya is hateful. The question that was asked was basically, would she, Kenya, be returning to the show? Does she want to return to the show? Is everybody returning to the show? Based off of her response, I mean, I think Kenya is one of the few returning to the show. She wouldn't answer, but I mean, I feel like she said it without saying it. You know, everyone is not returning though. Who y'all think not returning? I could see Kenya and Candy returning. I know. Like, to me, girl, quiet is discovered. We're gonna be honest about it. If they just reboot the whole show, I wouldn't care. I mean, I go for Kenya, so of course I want Kenya to come back. Um, there's really nothing left, in my honest opinion, that Kenya Candy can give us. We pretty much, I feel like we've seen what they're gonna give. Um, and that's the God honest truth, especially with Candy. We're just gonna call a thing a thing. But I also know that Candy brings a lot. That's the thing. That's the thing that people forget. As much as y'all might, we can say what we want to say about Candy, but I also know that Candy brings in a lot for Bravo. When I say brings in a lot, I'm talking about the money. Okay. Candy is one of the few housewives that always gets a special after special after special after special. They're not giving this lady these specials because, girl, she's not making no money for them. You know what I'm saying? So why would you get rid of someone who brings in a little bit of coin for the company? So if I had to guess who will probably come back, it's probably going to be Kenya Candy. The only way I could see them bringing back Marlo, the only reason why I feel like they would need to bring back Marlo is if they brought back Portia. If they brought back Portia, keep Marlo, because then Marlo's definitely going after Portia. Even though it's an old and stale storyline about her and girl, that lady's husband, who she stole. I know you can't steal nobody's husband. It's just a joke. Um, Even though it's an old and stale storyline, I think that it would still make for interesting TV if the if Marlo knew how to if Marlo just knew how to be the villain. She don't know how to be the villain. But I feel like that's the only reason why they should keep Marlo is if they bring Portia on. I wouldn't mind seeing Marlo return even if they didn't bring Portia back. I really wouldn't. I think Marlo can be a decent housewife. She's just a little too bangy sometimes. She just don't know how to pull back. Like, she the girl who'll get on TV and be like, that's why when she gonna say the word. She not gonna say tutu coochie cat. She gonna say PUSSY. That's why it's bad. Girl, what? She that type of girl. Anyways, they talked about Lanithia and Nene Leakes. Lanithia and Nene Leakes. Lanithia, aka Nene Leakes. And some people were upset at Kenya's response to the question. Kenya really said what the people who have common sense, girl, has said. Let me just play the clip, and then y'all can listen to what Kenya had to say, and then y'all let me know what y'all think, okay?
Okay. So you know I got to ask if you're coming back to that show. Everybody.
The Real Housewives of Atlanta. We have to know.
A lot of talk out there.
It's
in these
a lot
streets.
of talk. Yes. They're getting closer to making an announcement on who's going to be staying and who's going to be going.
That's not what I asked you.
I can't. Well, I have to let them say.
All right, watch this.
Yeah,
do you look forward to returning to Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Do you know what? If it's in my future to return, I do look forward to it.
This woman has media training.
Yeah,
she really does.
Former Miss USA. What do you expect?
I love it.
It's the first thing that we get trained on. It's media training.
Kenya, I did hear rumors that they pretty much axed the entire cast for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. How true is that?
Oh, that's not true.
Okay.
Yeah.
So some people are coming back. Some people are.
That might be a true statement.
So you are coming back. So we'll see Kenya on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Can we say that?
That might be a true statement.
Well, I'm
Trigger's rolling his eyes. He's like looking up in the air. He's throwing his hands up. He's like,
I thought we was friends. You're supposed to keep it 100 with your boy.
Well, yeah, that's through text messages, but not like for the world.
Opens phone.
I also heard that Nene may be returning. Do you look forward to Nene returning if that would be a possibility for the Real Housewives of Atlanta?
That door is closed.
You think it's closed?
I mean, when you sue your employer, what do you expect to happen? It's like, listen.
That's the thing.
I mean, I don't understand why people think that's a possibility. I don't hate on the idea of it because I've been very vocal about the fact that I think she was great for the show. But in reality, how do you recover from suing your bosses? In the network. And saying all the things that she said. I mean, I just don't know how you didn't just burn a bridge, you blew it up.
Some people would like to see Nene back, but
me too. No, myself included.
Okay.
But I'll quote our boss in the words of Andy Cohen. She told me to keep her name out of my mouth, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So that's your answer.
Okay.
If you coming back, I better know before everybody else know. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
With a date with a man. With a love interest?
Oh, if I come back, will there be? Well, I hope so.
Okay.
They could also go on my Instagram. It's Date Kenya, one of my Instagram.
You are lying.
No, I'm not lying.
What?
Date Kenya.
What is that about?
IG. I made it up like a year ago, and I haven't really checked it, but it's Date Kenya.
It's popping, I'm sure.
Girl, I want to see what
nobody knows about it. I never talked about it, so now they know.
Okay, so all the age appropriate.
It's private, so nobody else will see who else is on there.
Love it.
Watch out now.
Instagram Date Kenya.
The truth is, and I have been saying this forever. One, let me just say this, girl. Do I believe some of the things that Nene was saying? Absolutely. When she decided to, file this lawsuit against Bravo, NBC, Universal, yes, I do. I believe a lot of the stuff that Nene was saying. One of my biggest complaints was that Nene was saying these things, but she also wanted to go back and work. I could see if they had got rid of the people who you claim were doing these things at Bravo, but why do you want to go back to the same company and work for the same people? Because nothing has changed. Nene want to go back, girl. She want to go back to the same people. The same people are in place. Andy is still there. I'm sure the other people that you probably told this information to, they're probably still there. Nothing has changed in management. The management is the same. Okay? So why do you want to go back? That was my whole issue with Nene. One of my issues with Nene. I think that a lot of us want to see Nene back on Real Housewives of Atlanta. A lot of us know that Nene will not be back on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Multiple things can be true at the same time. Do I want to see that heifer back on TV? Yes. Do I want to see her back on Real Housewives of Atlanta? Yes. But can I also acknowledge that it's not going to happen? Yes. You know why? Because, girl, look at what she did. Girl. And we ain't even got to go down the road of whether we think it's true or not. You cannot sue your employer, call them all types of racists and cokeheads, whatever Nene was saying, and think that you're going to have a job. It does not work that way. That's why I'm so baffled when I see people get online and they're like, why isn't Nene back on Real Housewives of Atlanta? Baby, do you know what's going on? I know y'all know what's going on. Why do you think she's not back on Real Housewives of Atlanta? You tell us. And then I'll tell you why I know she's not back on. And Anderson already told y'all that she said to keep her name out of my mouth. And so I'm going to keep her name out of my mouth. He also said the door was closed. If Nene came back down to Real Housewives of Atlanta, I would be happy. I wouldn't be mad about it. I would be shocked. But the gag is, there is like a 99.99999% chance that she's never coming back down to that show. Portia could come back. They probably want Portia to come back. Nene, some of them even probably want Nene to come back, but they know it's not going to happen. I think Kenya wants Nene to come back. I think Candy wants Nene to come back. I'm sure some of the people in production want Nene to come back, but they also know it ain't going to happen, Captain. I don't think Kenya said anything wrong at all. I don't think she was being mean and hateful. I think Kenya is saying what a lot of people have been saying, period. Now, let's go ahead and get into Buffy and Dr. What's her face? Dr. Contessa. Again, some of y'all probably don't even watch Married to Medicine or don't even remember Buffy. Buffy was a friend of the show. She was cool. I mean, I didn't really go off of Buffy. I didn't dislike Buffy, but I didn't go off of Buffy either. Like Buffy, like if she was there, she was there. If she wasn't, she wasn't. So Buffy did an interview, and in the interview, she stated that Dr. Contessa said something really nasty to her. This is what she alleges. I'm going to try and find a clip of what Buffy claims, alleges that Dr. Contessa said. And then I'm also going to play Dr. Contessa's response to Buffy's allegations. Okay? So let me go ahead and try to find this audio real fast, and then we'll talk.
Shit, I lost it. I couldn't believe she grabbed my neck and was screaming at me. And she said something really horrible to me. She, was like, get down on the floor and let me rock you like the babies you'll never have. Like, they cut all that out. Like, these women really went for the,
Contessa said that?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Allegedly.
Not allegedly. She said it. There's no, I'm not saying alleged shit. This shit happened. I dare a bitch to sue me. I will tear everybody ass up. I didn't say nothing. I could own Bravo. A bitch could own Bravo.
Hi, Contessa here. She did not say that. She is a pathological liar, and she asked for the lawsuit, so let's give her one. Fortunately, there were about 10 people in that room, and all of them are going to be called as witnesses in this defamation lawsuit. You don't get to say anything you want, especially when it comes to there was absolutely footage. So, challenge accepted. Let's see how rich you really are.
And I told her from my heart an empathetic story about my experience as a woman who lost several children. And one I actually had to fucking bury. So you lying ass bitch. You know where to find me, Chastain Integrative Medicine, and you said, should I sue you based on that dumb shit? Because again, I didn't say it. And if I did say that, everyone would have been like, gasp. Oh my God, who would say such a thing? You would have heard it before and they would have played it. So I am going to come back to who I am. I'm quite sure my husband is going to be furious that I even responded. But when it comes to, I finished medical school in 1998. I am a 100% service-connected Navy veteran. I'm a physician. I'm a mother of 3 live children. But my first child also matters. And I shared that very personal story with you. And for you to take that, again, move on with your life, sis. Ain't nobody out here trying to take over your life, ain't trying to ruin you. And if you didn't get what you needed from Married to Medicine, that has nothing to do with anyone who has ever been a part of that cast. Take that up with NBC Universal and Bravo. But don't be out here trying to destroy the rest of us because you didn't get what you needed from whatever you were doing that season. Share your real life. Be whoever the fuck you really are. And literally, if it's interesting, it is. If it's not, it's not. And if you have now decided that this is what I should have been and this is what I should have shown, then, oh, sorry. But I did not say that. And y'all, I don't care.
So, I'm not gonna make this too long because, girl, I really don't think people really care anymore. I think this is what I remember. Correct me if I'm wrong. I watched every season of Married to Medicine. I remember Buffy coming onto the show, and she was married. Is she still married? She is married. On the show, she was married, and her husband, I think, was a doctor. I think she was very successful. Comes from generational wealth. She said, girl, she got coin, guap. The money wasn't a thing to Buffy, okay? Buffy was not able to have children. She wasn't able to birth children. And we knew of Buffy's story because from what I remember, they talked about it. And I think Buffy spent a lot of money trying to get pregnant, like a lot. I think. It was like in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, I believe. The husband was on the fence to adopt because he didn't know what genetically if something could be wrong, right? And so he was very apprehensive of adopting. This was a long time ago. I think I got this right. But we already knew that that was like their storyline, trying to have kids or a kid. Dr. Jackie. Hey, shout out to Dr. Jackie. Y'all know I still like Dr. Jackie. I don't know what nobody say. Dr. Jackie is a mess. Hopefully she learned her lesson. Dr. Jackie had a party. Somebody threw a party. I can't remember. I think this was season 7. Was this season 7 or season 6? Somebody threw a party. Dr. Jackie got up on stage and was talking about, I think, her fertility journey or infertility journey, however you want to word it, I don't know. And she said, Buffy, I can't remember her exact words, but she was basically like, Buffy, you know, you're infertile. At the time, I think I remember taking up for Dr. Jackie in a way. I felt at the time, not now, okay? At the time, I felt like there were a group of us who did give Dr. Jackie a pass because, oh, it's just Dr. Jackie, she don't mean no harm. Right? Oh, she ain't mean nothing by it. Okay, we already knew anyways. Right? I didn't really put myself in Buffy's shoes until like recently, low-key. And I had to think about it. Even though we already knew what we knew, that did not give Dr. Jackie the right to stand up at that party in front of a room full of people, right? And tell Buffy's business. If Buffy would have slapped the shit out of Dr. Jackie that night, looking back, I would have understood. You know, we're too old to be fighting in these streets. But if Buffy would have slapped the dog shit out of Dr. Jackie that night, looking back, I would have been like, okay, I get why she slapped the shit out of her. Okay? Because that wasn't Dr. Jackie's business to tell at all. Even if everybody in the group knew, I don't know, I'm just saying if. Even if everyone in the group knew Buffy's story, that was not Dr. Jackie's business to get in front of a microphone, in front of a room full of people, and tell Buffy's business. Even if it was just the cast, that would still not be her business to get on stage and bring up the conversation, even if everybody knew. It just wasn't her business. It wasn't her place. So Buffy has had her foot on Jackie's neck for ever. From what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, I remember, what's her face? I think it was Dr. Heavenly. And I believe it. She said that night, allegedly, Mariah told Buffy that this is your time to have your moment. Basically, like, girl, if you want to get some shit started, this is the time you're supposed to get mad. Which really and truly, it really is, because, girl, we like organic. Shout out to Nene Leakes. We like organic beef, and that would have been something I could see somebody really getting upset over. Bitch, you just stole my business in front of all these people. But the word on the curb was that, I think it was Dr. Heavenly again, allegedly, that Mariah told Buffy that this is basically your time to basically get some camera time, basically, in a nutshell. And that's when the whole kind of mess started. And Dr. Jackie was like, I'm done. Girl, you know, she shut the conversation down real fast at that, I think it was a couple strip. This is all I have to say about, well, this is some more what I have to say. I don't know what's going on with Buffy. I don't know what she needs from Bravo, NBC Universal, Dr. Jackie. And you cannot tell someone when to get over something and how long they can stay mad. But I just don't feel like her interactions with Jackie was that of a lot. Okay? To the point where, girl, you should still be walking around here with stress in your chest. If it was Mariah walking around here ready to blow all of Atlanta up because of how she was treated, and we're gonna get into Mariah next week on part 2. Because we love Mariah, but Mariah, girl, I think what it is that we're also excited to see Mariah doing interviews. But like I was saying in my part 1 recap last week, some of the stuff like Mariah, you don't want to take ownership of some of the stuff that you did. Because Mariah, on some real shit, mama, you was hell on wheels too. You was hell on wheels, but we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that next week. But I just don't feel like her interactions with Jackie, Buffy's interaction with Jackie was that deep to the point where, girl, you still should be walking around here, girl, ready to girl, tear the girl head off her shoulders 3-4 years down the line. Like, this is no shade. You were a friend of the show for 1 season. I think there are girls out there, again, like Mariah. If Mariah really wanted to say she had some beef with the girls on the show, Mariah, that is Mariah's show. Not to say that Mariah was right in everything that she did, but that is Mariah's show, right? So if Mariah wanted to walk around here still tugging on wigs, we will say we understand. But even at some point with Mariah, we would also have to tell Mariah, baby girl, it's time to let it go. And I feel like that's where I'm at with Buffy. Baby girl, it's time to let it go. I completely agree that Jackie was fucked up for what she did. Now, but I also feel like Buffy needs to let it go. Girl, we know now you can't stand Jackie. Okay? And if you could, you probably would whoop her ass. But at some point, it's like, okay, girl, we get it. Your time on the show wasn't that long enough for her to still be having this beef with Bravo, NBC Universal, Dr. Jackie. Like, girl, you were like literally half a season probably. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Oh, my food. Hold up, y'all, girl. That was my food. I'm trying to do right. I got me a little piece of salmon, some little greens, a couple of potatoes, you know. All right. So anyways, but yeah, I want Buffy. I hope Buffy can find peace. I really do. And I hope that Buffy can come to some type of, I don't know. I just hope she finds what she's looking for. But this route that she's going, and then, Contessa. Let's talk about Dr. Contessa. I believe Dr. Contessa. I don't know. I don't want to say that Buffy is telling a lie. Maybe she got the person wrong. Maybe Buffy did hear somebody say that, and it just wasn't. I don't know, girl. But I just don't believe that Dr. Contessa said no shit like that. I don't. I really don't. I really don't. If they play the clip, if they have the footage, and if somebody sues somebody, and Dr. Contessa did say, I guess we'll be back there and her apologizing to Buffy again. I ain't got no problem apologizing to people when I'm wrong. But I just don't believe that. But I just don't believe that Dr. Contessa said that. I really, honestly don't. I just don't. I don't believe she said that. I don't. I don't remember Dr. Contessa even being that problematic on the show until her last season, when she wanted to kick up all that mess with Heavenly. Other than that, Dr. Contessa really ain't. I just don't see Dr. Contessa saying no mess like that. Girl, she would have did. Why does this kept Buffy? Girl, you would have did better by saying that Dr. Heavenly said that shit. We gonna be honest about it. You would have had me. You would have did a better job at getting me to believe that Dr. Heavenly said some shit like that before Dr. Contessa. On some real shit, okay? I just don't get it. I don't get. It's been 3-4 years. Buffy is still upset. I don't think. At some point, even when things have happened to us as children, as adults, we have to get to a point where it's kind of like, girl, you have to let it go. And I feel like with Buffy, again, she gotta let it go. Like, girl, you are going to, girl, give yourself more gray hairs than what you probably already got. Girl, stressing out, girl, and mad at Jackie. Because Quiet as It's Kept on some real shit, Jackie probably ain't even thinking about Buffy at all. Jackie got other shit going on. Jackie got other shit going on, okay? Shout out to the black women. But Jackie got other shit going on, but she probably ain't even concerned about no goddamn Buffy. And I can see why Dr. Contessa was upset, because, girl, I'm a whole doctor, and you out here talking about, girl, I said some shit like that? Girl. Anyways, shout out to Buffy. Shout out to Dr. Contessa. I hope, I hope that Buffy finds whatever she's looking for. I think she needs to let that shit go. I do. Girl, I do feel like the girls get on reality TV, and I think that some of the girls are done wrong. Whether it's by the network, the production company. But girl, you gotta just move on. Anyways, I'm gone, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good day. Bye, y'all.